the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's the front page news.
It's what's trending now.
A lot of stuff going on, man. I'm so excited, ladies and gentlemen. She is a New York Times best-selling author, political leader, and CEO of the Fair Fight campaign. Please welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, Stacey Abrams. Hey, so happy to have you. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yes, ma'am. First and foremost, congratulations and thank you for all of your hard work in Georgia. You have truly made a change, and we really appreciate you and your entire team. How does it feel for you now that Georgia is looking blue?
We're excited about what it means for the country to have Georgia's 16 Electoral College votes contributing to Joe Biden's election. But I want to always remind folks that this was the work of grassroots organizers, of organizations that toiled in the shadows for quite some time. I'm just privileged to have been part of helping build the infrastructure and bringing some resources down to Georgia to get it done.
All right.
So amazing.
Yeah. And Stacey Abrams, I think you're way too humble. We owe you a lot more than what you're taking credit for. But anyway, last Friday, so it was announced that Georgia was going to hand count every vote. Now, there's been a few counties to find missing ballots. So where do we currently stand with this?
We're going to be in the exact same place we were when this started. Georgia's 16 Electoral College votes are going to Joe Biden. The margin has decreased down to about 13,000 votes, but that's still 3,000 more than in Michigan in 2016. And it's more than enough to ensure that at the end of the day, when they certify the votes, that Joe Biden has won the state of Georgia.
Yeah. And
So,
go ahead.
the Secretary of State in Georgia said that 25,000 Republicans chose not to vote on the presidential campaign, which ended up costing Trump Georgia. So what needs to happen on January the 5th to secure the win for these Senate seats?
We need to do exactly what we did this last election season. Number one, remember that voting starts already in Georgia. You can apply for your absentee ballot at teachvote.com. You can get your absentee ballot and you can bank your vote before Christmas. They've already started sending out those absentee ballots, and we want as many people as possible to bank their votes early. Early voting starts in Georgia on December 14th. That's in-person early voting. We have 3 weeks of it. So if you don't vote by mail, you can vote early in person. And then, of course, Election Day is on January 5th. But we need people to remember that we do have great laws about voting by mail, but you have to apply every single time unless you're over the age of 65, permanently disabled, or unless you are in the military. Everyone else, you got to start the process again.
That's great to know. Well, Stacey Abrams, I just want to tell you that we love you.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate you. So now that Joe Biden has won the presidency, what happens with this transition to power if Trump does not concede, if he continues to not concede?
His concession is a formality. The law says that Joe Biden will be the president of the United States as of the meeting of the Electoral College on December 14th. And I don't know if anyone has noticed, but we've got a pretty robust nation state that has dealt with people who don't want to do the things they're told to do before. I have no doubt that Joe Biden will be the president of the United States installed on January 20th. And look, Donald Trump has the right to file these lawsuits. He is an American. Litigation is part of our history. But the fact that you can file a suit doesn't mean you're going to win it. And while all the attention is focused on his temper tantrum, we should be focusing on making sure that people go to gasenate.com to help make certain that when Joe Biden takes the oath of office, he's got 2 U.S. senators from Georgia to ensure that we have the ability to respond to COVID-19, to move money to families and to communities that desperately need it. All of those things require that we remove Mitch McConnell as majority leader, and that can only happen if we elect John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock from the great state of Georgia.
Absolutely. Two-part question. How can people be a part of the Fair Fight movement, and will you possibly be serving in the Biden administration?
We can help in Georgia first by going to gasenate.com. Any money that you got that you feel like you can part with, that will help fund John, Raphael, and Fair Fight, because we know the Republicans watched our success and they want to limit who has access to the right to vote. You can also go to fairfight.com to sign up to volunteer. but we want people to volunteer from where they are. We do not want to encourage people to move to Georgia, to come to Georgia to help, because we're in the midst of a third COVID surge that has already taken the lives of 8,700 people. We don't want to get power at the expense of people's lives. So help us by texting, by phone banking, by doing postcards. And if you go to fairfight.com, you can sign up. But please do not come to Georgia unless this is where you live. As for what's happening next, my focus, my mission, my work is on making sure that we have a nation that we can be proud of by electing John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock on January 5th.
Wow. Thank you so very much. And again, we want to thank you for everything that you have done, getting out the vote, registered over 800,000 people, almost 1 million people you registered after the election was stolen from you in Georgia. And I'm just so shocked that the Republican Secretary of State is getting threats, and it just seems like they threaten everybody when it don't go their way. I'm just throwing that in. That's not even a question, but I've been following it real close. But thank you so much, and come back on the show. We would love to have you on anytime, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all, please give a big round of applause and thank you. Give it up. Show your love for leader Stacey Abrams.
Thank you.